Sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma friends, when it comes to this time period in our life, the time you are spending for this kind of practice is one of the great investment for your own life. As human being, then according to Buddhism, the highest experience that you can gain in your life is having the very clear ultimate, the awareness yourself. So when it comes to that, we look, we see in the world, the mostly we have desire to achieve to things. And really in Buddhism, our ultimate goal is the Nibbana. So when it comes to that, it is not a kind of achievement or you go towards that. It is kind of a result that come through you when you complete the journey yourself. And the main thing that you have to develop in this journey is the wisdom. Every day, through in every way, developing wisdom, seeing the truth. So that is the best, the profit that you gain. That is the best investment that you do in your life. See the reality. So why we have to see the reality especially? Why that what we see is, why it is not real? So as you know, there's a eightfold path. So if there is a path, there should be an end. So when you go in this eightfold path, what is the end that you gain is you come out of the suffering. So this everything, it's kind of like the result of our own unsatisfied mind. This is a result of that all. Even in this very moment, what we experience also the same. Because if you are completely 100% clear and satisfied, you're not going to sit like this in front of your computer or phone or whatever the device you use. So there is something. Until we get into that ultimate level of completion, we keep going. It's worth. So in the journey, we have to understand few details, few informations. When it comes to Buddhism, what the Buddha talk about the life and what the Buddha talk about the nature. Because this is the thing. In the science and nowadays we see there are a lot of people looking for things, new things. And the Western world, that is the one of the best gift that gave to the Eastern culture. Because in the Eastern culture, that what the Buddha mentioned, the life is suffering. That's it. You cannot go beyond that. Four noble truth, its end. That's done. But in the Western, it's not like science. It's not the end. It's always have a question. It's always developing. So whatever the result they gain, they go to another. They go to another. So in the Western, they always have an analytical mind. They always analyze, 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 analyze. But in the Eastern, recognition. So there is nothing to analyze, just the recognize. So when these two things come together, your practice is going to become perfect. Analyzing and recognizing. So what you have to analyze? Your own experience. Why? Because there are few things when it comes to the Buddha's teaching in day-to-day life. One is that all conditions, things impermanent. You cannot add anything to it. And you cannot take anything out of it. All conditions, things impermanent. Another thing is that all the dualistic things leads us to suffering. Oh, that's mean whatever you hold as good and what you divide as bad and nice and ugly, beautiful. So like that dualistic things. It's kind of like a perceptions that the perceived by that dualistic mind. Perception perceived by dualistic mind always leads you to pain. So that's the very nature of us. Another thing is that whatever how things appear is not the real. It is different. Whatever appear to us as something is not real. It is something else. So that when you able to become very clear with this, that the details, and that is what called wisdom. So what is the first one? All conditions, things impermanent. So once you very clearly understand that, that is one of the wisdom that you gain through your own mind. It is not because of believing, because of kind of like somebody said, or it is not because of something that you have to do because of the culture. It is you do by your own analytical mind and observing. And even other thing is that the Buddha never mentioned to believe something. And you never find in our culture, in Buddhism, that why we pray anything, that whatever we pray, and maybe you heard now there are our students here, we know like 10 years, that the 12 years they are with us. And even anywhere in Buddhist world, that whatever the temples, we never pray thinking, may all living beings be Buddhists. We never say that. What we say, may all living beings be well and happy. So, because that the understanding this path, just believing it cannot go. Even just hearing these things, maybe for some people it doesn't work. Because you have to develop your own analytical mind. And what the Buddha means, without that, without analyzing yourself, don't even get the what the Buddha, his own teachings. It's giving you total 100% freedom. So then you have to look it and see what is this all conditioned thing impermanent. Did you find anything in your so far in this life something permanent? Have you experienced something? If you experience, go with it, please. If not, then start to look more deeply. And the other thing is this, that this dualistic mind. We always dividing. When in the surface level we see, but we don't see there is a deeper interconnection, because it's relativity. It's kind of like the light you cannot see without darkness. But when you have the light, you don't care about darkness. So the good cannot exist without bad. But when you experience the good, you're clinging to that good. You don't think about the bad as a part of it. You hate the bad. So the winner cannot become a winner without a loser. But when you win, you don't care about loser. So like that, this dualistic mind, our perception always kind of like interfere with this dualistic mind. So it always leads us to kind of pain or the suffering. So that is one thing. Another thing is, one of the most important thing, that what is appear as something, it is not real. That's why we get into more and more difficulties in life. So those are the three things that you have to understand. When you're able to become very clear with this, that is what called the wisdom. In the very first level, you developing a very comfortable place for you to exist. Because if you have this wisdom to exist around you, you're never going to come to the point called suffering. Just get an example. All conditions, things impermanent. So in this very moment, you have life. And just think, this is the last moment we're going to experience like this. And if you think, how about your husband, wife, children, and you have babies, and sometimes, so if you think as parents, maybe this is the last moment that you're going to be with this child, how compassion you have. And sometimes maybe that's why some people think this Buddhism is kind of like a very dull and always think about the negativity. So like that. But look at when you able to see very clearly what is reality, that is real. And how you can say it not going to happen like that. And how you know maybe this is your last moment. It is something very beautiful if you able to think like that way, because there are a lot of mistakes you take out of you. You become more completely different person. If you think maybe this is the last day I'm going to be here. How about when I wake up tomorrow, maybe in another place somewhere, in another planet. So then you become more vulnerable, and you appreciate yourself, the moment that you have. It is so, that is why when you come to the truth, it never going to take you to a dull place. Remember that. The truth, it's called Satyam Shivam Sundaram. That's one of the Eastern saying. It's always beautiful. The truth always beautiful. And it always protect you. So the wisdom also the same. The truth, when you come to the truth, it never going to be a very dull place. It make you more energized. It make you more awake person. So awaken means this. So the awareness means you understand that. So awareness, as you know, for the Buddha, we mention another way, the awakened one, the awareness. So the awareness is complete. It's not happening like this. So then awakened one. So the same thing with this practice, there is a moment come for you. It's not like you sleeping, wake up, sleeping, wake up. It's not like when something go wrong, you understand, oh, it is impermanent. And when something break down, you recognize, oh, this is the word. Then after that you hold it. No, you completely come to a point. All conditions, things impermanent. In that very moment, what is happening? That all the the desires that you have to hold, clinging, you release. So otherwise, we are kind of like we always like cocoon. So we wrapped with something. What is that? This all the desires, greed, anger, hatred. That this everything is called life. So the awareness means you release that all. You come out of that all. So that is the ultimate goal of this Buddhism, the Buddha's teaching. That's why recognizing that all conditioned things impermanent release you from this all, release you from the cocoon, and you become kind of like a butterfly to fly. Otherwise, it always the fear, suffering, unsatisfaction. You have to deal with, no choice. So other thing is this dualistic mind, always it's tired and it creates the fear, unsatisfaction. So there is no end, but look at the world. The world always push us towards only one side and hide the other side from us. Even they not allow us to look. They always pushing us towards only the nice side, only the beauty. We cover all the ugliness. We don't like to see. We don't even for others, we're not allowed to see the ugliness. See, when somebody visitors come suddenly to your house, what you do? You know, hide everything, all the ugly things you hide here and there. No one can see. When they go back, it come back. So it's this dualistic mind always mentally. I just gave her that example from outside, but mentally the same thing happening. So that's why it always leads you to pain. And other thing is whatever appear, it's not going to be the same. So as example, it like this. The water that you see this here, it's this bottle drinkable now, this water here. And how about the same water? Now it is here appear like this. The same water you see in a bathroom, and maybe you're not going to drink it. And the same water you see in the toilet, you're not going to use it the way like this. Even you don't want to hold it. And the same water you and me see like this. How about the fish going to experience this water like this? That for you and me, it is water like this, but for the fish, it's completely different. And how about for the scientists? And for the scientists, it's completely different. And maybe he can divide this, all the particles, and then what the scientific call for the water, called H2O, H2O. And you cannot go to market and ask, you cannot go to a place and ask, can you give me H2O? No. But You cannot say the water, it is not H2O. See, it's appear in a different form. And how about this same amount of water? Just imagine. It is in my hand now like this, but the same water, same amount of water, maybe with the, the same bottle. How about this go to another planet and Mars or maybe moon? So the same amount of water, if it is go there and stay there, and maybe other countries going to have a war to get it, and then it's entire human history going to change. See, the whatever appear to you, it's not it's not come in the through nature. It's going to be complete different according to the environment, according to the moment, and according to the situation, according to the place, and according to the point of view, and according to the point of reference. Things change. Once you understand that, you kind of like come out of the net. You come out of the clouds. The sky means not the cloud. When you go beyond the cloud, that is where the sky. So the recognition means when you come out of this all the tangles, this all the barriers, you release you. So the meditation leads us to that level in your life. So that is the main purpose in when it comes to Vipassana level. So it is mainly little by little release you and bring the inherent wisdom. It is in you. There is nothing to put into you. You are already complete. You are already designed to attain to Nibbana. There is no human being that cannot attain to Nibbana. You are already designed to attain to Nibbana. Only thing is, you in your backpack, you have unnecessary things. You wrapped with the unnecessary things related with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. There is no sutra, there is no article, there is no arguments that you can find. If anybody release all the greed, hatred, and the delusion, there is no way that somebody can tell that person cannot attain to enlightenment. Once you release the greed, hatred, and the delusion from yourself, you are completely awakened the wisdom. So it is inherent. So then rather than that looking something to become somebody, and remember to purify yourself, release that what you carry, unnecessary things. That is a challenge in day-to-day life. That is a challenge. So for that, and you have to put the effort, because in the mostly, and this we focus to morality and discipline, so ethics like that. But in Buddhism, no, the wisdom is the highest. The morality, ethics, and the rituals come later. That all try to lead to that. But unfortunately, we stuck with that, all the other unnecessary, and we don't think about that inherent wisdom. So remember, there is something inside you. Because of these unnecessary things, you lose that. You lost the beauty that really who you are inside you. You have to find it. So the Vipassana is an art. Vipassana is a method that take you to that point to experience really who you are. So you know the very famous teacher in Western, Alan Watts, and he had a very beautiful story. The God, it's for children, but it is very good. One time God was felt kind of like a very lonely, dull, lazy. Then he was thinking to play, and then he looked here and there. He couldn't find anybody to play with him. Even in his form, he cannot go to just human and play. So what he did, for a moment, he forget his that this heavenly nature. He forget his God, and then that he tried to act like just not a God, and then he come to human world and start to go with the human, forgetting this his real heavenly nature. And then by the time what happened, like other human, he start to go and pray for the God. He forget himself, his own true nature. The same thing happened to you. Look yourself, take some time, make a just cup of tea or coffee, have a cookie next to you, just sit a little bit and think what you lost in you, that you will see. If you don't look, you're never going to find, but you have to see that. The meditation is a place that we try to take. Otherwise, don't think that maybe the practicing meditation, sitting straight, it's going to bring a wisdom. So, we just sit here 10-20 minutes. But look, there are some people like this straight, like military people, they can stay straight better than us. They are not going to get an enlightenment. So sitting straight, it's not nothing to do with enlightenment, but this practice will help you to develop the awareness little bit, to see what is happening. So then in day-to-day life, look yourself, give some time, just remember, don't try to collect anymore, because already you have everything. Only thing, try to release, release yourself and try to be free, let go things. And rather than holding, looking for something, achieve to something, remember the art to release. That is where you're going to slowly, little by little, try to bring up real who you are. In the day come for you to recognize that there's really that who you are, that is the the real awareness you're going to experience. That is the day we call awakened one. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata ca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vaham hotu. Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.